Nah, harapannya Luca Marini mungkin bisa maju asalkan dia akan bisa menjaga momentum itu untuk memenangkannya. Dan ini menjadi kalau umpamanya ini ya dia
di front row dulu, tapi entah kenapa dia nggak pernah podium gitu ya.
Nah, ini Hafiz Saharin tuh kemarin efek
nama yang sering banget kita sebutkan, sebetulnya ini skillnya luar biasa.
Racing team yang memang baru buat dia. Kalau sebelum-sebelumnya kan dia pasti komunikasi
antara rider dan juga timnya gitu ya. Itu juga memegang peranan penting.
And Canet have all gone for the harder option front tyre. So that means Joe Roberts, Cyril. Hold up though. I'm talking about Simone Corsi. That's coming up later. Is Aki Io ready? What are his thoughts about his two riders?
He's well back on the grid.
Yes, 7th row for Nagashima. Thanks for that, Simon. Green flag waves. 19 laps in Moto2 coming up. Sam Lowe's made a terrible start initially, but has he got it hooked up now? Great start for the race winner last time out, Enea Bastianini, the number 33 Italtrans rider, is surely going to lead. Roberts then, as we head in towards turn 3 on the brakes. No, not for now. Sam Lowe's, then he's just been poached third from Jorge Martin. Good move at the moment there for Joe Roberts, and it's cost him. Just on the exit of the corner, he's lost some ground. In fact, he almost lost third place as well. Martin then has moved up into second place. Friday, that he had good feeling with this motorcycle and confidence, and that if he could start from the front row, he felt he could do something, and he's certainly showing that now after that lightning start. Struggled at this sort of stage of the race. Full tank, new tyres is where he's tended just to have a few moments, but second place for the Brit, looking to try Secchi and Marini. Well, he led for a long time in the Grand Prix of Andalusia, did Enea Bastianini, and defended wonderfully. He's got a long race ahead of him here. Alex Marquez here 12 months ago.
So has Bastianini already made that decisive break? At the moment you can see Jorge Martin looks like he's just struggling to go with Londez for months. Really good to see him back at the sharp end, isn't it? He's got the confidence coursing back through his veins. He's just had real issues with that new Dunlop front tyre in both the race race, but it was still slower than Bastianini.
Well, we said yesterday, didn't we, when he got himself in the front row and to get into his rhythm ahead of his teammate Luca Marini, and that is Kazmayuddin, who's number 9, on board now with the Japanese rider, who on the cutback is going to sweep back through underneath, but can't quite make it stick. So
he would sign on the dotted line. Big start.
Marco Bezzecchi, I think it's a matter of time before he finds a way through on Jorge Marti. Just in the background there, if you picture it, it's far more serious in the paddock, really eyes on the prize. Every session he goes into, he wants to be competitive, and it is showing right now.
You cannot blow opportunities like that. See it hopping and skipping around. Yeah, Sam Lowe's now just half a second down. Hector Garso's bailed out.
It's not going to be a good day at the office for the Pond. Bastianini still leads, but Sam Lowe's has got the hooks in. So 4/10 of a second now for the Mark VDS rider. Joe Roberts can't live with that pace right now. But if there was a battle to start at the front, then you never know. Joe Roberts might well have his ears pricked up.
And raging between Bezzecchi, Martin and Marini. He's now up to 1.9 seconds.
He's actually just clawed another 10th back on Sam Lowe's up ahead of him as well.
Marini finally dispenses with Jorge Martin's challenge. Nice move that, coming through the flip-flop turns 13 and 14. So Marini 5th.
Yeah, all in.
In a 2:03.3, which was a couple of tenths faster than the 2 men ahead of him. Way quicker than this quartet. Augusto Fernandez also doing a really good job there, hanging. Concern about Joe Roberts, Steve, is we still haven't got to the half-race distance, have we? Got to say though, he's having no real obvious issues with that front end at the moment.
It is, but it's not that big if tyres start dropping off cliffs.
I remember behind Bastianini, I know it was incredibly hot, wasn't it, in Jerez?
There is Marcel Schrotter. He's being harassed now by Aaron Canet. He's just got into a bit of a rhythm, actually, Canet. He's passed a couple of riders now, and he moves up into the top 10.
Tough start of the season. Bezzecchi's not letting him have it all his own way, though, is he? Bezzecchi lunges straight back up the inside at turn 10. That's a move that Kevin Schwantz would have been proud of, that turn 10 named after. Sam Lowe's then looking well set for his first podium finish since Aragon 2016. Still 8 laps to go here. You've got to feel like Joe Roberts is going to...
If he was to pick up 20 points, it becomes a championship protagonist as well.
Yeah, we have to throw it in the mix as well, of course. Sam Lowe's did not race in the opening Grand Prix in Qatar, so good for Mr. Prague the way he was going. I mean,
that's a shame for Manzi. He'd been on a decent point-scoring run until that moment. He was in the points again just then, but not anymore now.
Circuit, a very complicated challenge. Had he got through a little bit quicker, you just wonder whether Marini would have been able to run that pace, because having got the front of this group, you can go. Fernandez has looked quite a reformed character. Just in his body language on the bike, you can tell he's just feeling it that more. He's got that much more confidence coming back underneath him. But really hampered him was his qualifying. Couldn't get a soft tyre working at all, and he gave himself a lot of work to do. He's had 3 front rows in 4 races so far this year, and that's proven to be absolutely...
There might be a little bit of panic going on in the American racing team in a moment, as well as Nagashima goes through on Trotter, because that gap of 3 seconds, has it come down? Only feels like a lifetime.
That's one for the scrapbook. It's lap 15 in the Brno Moto2 race, and that's the first time we've seen Tom Luthi on our screens. Normally, he's a front row 6s, but he's rebounded before. Let's hope he's got it in him again.
Reaching the closing stages then of this Moto2 race from Brno. The gap at the front, 9 tenths now, turns 13 and 14. I say minor, that won't have felt minor.
Just a little wake-up call for him. Yeah, the worry there was, of course, he got pushed offline onto a bumpy line.
And keeping their fingers and toes crossed that Joe can hang on. He's a great guy, is Joe. I do believe, actually, that the Dorna camera... I mean,
obviously, just click yourself back into Qatar mode when you were front-running all weekend.
You've got to wonder, haven't you, that with Austria awaiting, he probably will keep with this no dinner diet, but after
38-inch ways the way I'm going.
Oh, we do love the ribs here. Across the line for the Beast. 2 laps to go for him. 1 second clear of Lowe's. Also maiden podium. America back on the podium as Bastianini just exceeds track limits there.
Yeah, there might be a few MotoGP teams.
Remy Gardner's made a mini late charge further back. He's moved up a couple of places now. He's into 13th, just behind Vierke. It's going to be another points finish for Gardner. It's not where he wants to. You need to make a mistake.
And there you go then, Joe Roberts, 27 long years, 1993. John Kaczynski in Assen, the last time an American was on the podium, an intermediate world champ. Nice moment at the end of this Grand Prix. John Hopkins himself was on the podium in MotoGP here for Suzuki in 2007. Nice little story. Hopper and Joe Roberts.
11 and now 12. And Sam Lowe's, he's not quite... Bastianini here in Brno, and a return to the podium for Sam Lowe's after 4 long years. And in the background, a stand-up wheelie. America.
Moto2 World Championship, as Steve said, 62 long races since Sam Lowe's was last on the podium. Great job by the 29-year-old Brit.